Ever get that feeling like, like a tightness in your chest
Yeah,
and your thoughts are just like racing a mile a minute?
totally.
And that worry, that kind of, underlying worry that just won't go away.
Hmm.
Anxiety, right?
It's a tough way.
It's something that I think, you know, so many of us deal with.
Absolutely. A lot of people struggle with this.
And if you're listening to this and you're just tired of it,
Yeah.
you're in the right place because today we're not just talking about, anxiety in general.
Right.
We're going to give you some tools,
Exactly.
real actionable
Practical steps.
that you can do like right now
Yeah.
to find some calm.
I love that. And, it can feel like anxiety just has this grip on you.
Yeah.
But it is important to remember that it's a very human experience.
Mm-hmm.
And to think of it like as your body's natural
Alarm system.
alarm system. Yes.
Right.
It's designed to alert you, right?
Yeah.
To potential challenges or problems.
To keep you safe.
Exactly. To keep you safe.
Yeah.
Where it becomes a problem is when that alarm is just constantly going off,
Right.
even when there's no threat.
Yeah, and that's such a key thing to remember, right?
Yeah.
We all have those moments where we need a little pressure, right?
Totally.
To get us, to that deadline, to do the thing, to prepare for the presentation.
Like a healthy amount of stress.
Right, but then what happens when it just won't shut off?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just becomes this like nagging voice and
It's so interesting to think about like how that natural alarm system, like we talked about, can sometimes become like oversensitive.
oh yeah.
Like imagine a smoke detector.
Okay.
That goes off every time you like make toast.
Yeah, oh gosh. Yeah.
It's trying to protect you, but it's like completely overreacting.
Totally. Yeah.
And that's often what chronic anxiety feels like.
Okay, so if we're dealing with this oversensitive alarm system,
Right.
what can we actually do?
Well, let's start with one powerful tool
Okay.
that uses your breath. Box breathing.
Okay, I've heard of this.
It's simple. It's a 4-4-4-4 pattern.
All right.
So you inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4.
4.
You hold your breath for 4.
4.
Exhale slowly for 4.
4.
And then hold again for 4.
And that's 1.
That's 1.
Okay.
Before you start the next inhale.
What's happening in my body when I'm doing that?
You're basically hitting the reset button for your breath.
Okay.
You're intentionally slowing down each phase. And what that does is it sends a signal, a safety signal, to your nervous system,
Interesting.
which in turn helps lower your heart rate and ease those anxious feelings.
So it's like telling your body to relax.
Exactly. It's like, it's okay. You can chill out now.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's another tool that we could use?
So what about when you feel like those thoughts are just spiraling?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, me too. Grounding techniques can be super helpful. They're great for pulling you back to the present moment
Mm-hmm.
when your mind is just racing.
Okay.
There's one, it's called the 5-4-3-2-1 method.
Right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So you're going to identify 5 things that you can see around you,
Okay.
4 things that you can touch,
I can touch my desk.
3 things that you can hear,
All right, I hear the AC.
2 things that you can smell,
Oh, my coffee.
and 1 thing that you can taste.
Got it.
So you're basically using your senses to kind of like anchor you in the present moment.
So I'm really bringing my attention to now.
Exactly. You're interrupting that loop of anxious thoughts
Okay.
by forcing your brain to engage with your surroundings.
Okay.
It's kind of like saying to your mind, hey, focus on what's real right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. What about when it manifests physically?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
do, yeah.
Like I feel restless.
Absolutely. That
Yeah.
happens a lot. Movement can be so important.
Okay.
Whether it's a quick walk,
Yeah.
stretching, or even just putting on some music and like dancing it out.
Okay.
Physical activity really helps release that kind of like pent-up energy that often comes with anxiety.
And what about, those things that we often turn to when we're stressed?
Yeah. What about those?
Like that sugary snack or that extra cup of coffee.
Oh, that's a great point. While they might give you like a temporary boost,
yeah.
caffeine and sugar can actually make anxiety worse.
Really?
Yeah, because they cause these like rapid ups and downs in your system.
Oh, wow.
So switching to something like a calming herbal tea,
Okay.
that could be a much gentler choice.
Great. Sometimes I feel like if I could just talk it out,
You know what? That's huge.
Yeah.
Expressing your feelings, whether it's to like a therapist, a friend, someone you trust, or even journaling
Okay.
can be so beneficial.
Why is that?
because, like, giving those anxious thoughts a voice, it can actually take away some of their power.
Huh. Interesting. What about mindfulness and meditation?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's talking about that these days.
It seems like it's everywhere.
It is, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Even just short periods of mindfulness or meditation,
Okay.
even just 5 minutes a day,
Okay.
can actually, like, start to reshape how your brain responds to stress over time.
So you're building what, like a muscle?
Like building a muscle of resilience.
That's a good way to put it. You know what?
What?
Let's just take a few seconds and try that right now.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
If you're in a place where it feels safe, and you can, just gently close your eyes.
Okay.
Take a slow, deep breath in.
Breathing in
And now, slowly breathe out.
and out.
One more time. Breathe in
In.
and breathe out.
Out.
Just for this moment, notice how your body feels.
Yeah.
There's nothing you need to change. Just observe.
You know, what's interesting is, like, how even that brief pause can create, like, a little space.
Totally.
A little moment of calm in the middle of everything.
It really can. And, you know, if you're listening to this and you feel like anxiety is a constant struggle, just remember this. Anxiety is something you're experiencing. It's not who you are.
That is so important.
You are not alone in this.
No, you're not.
And it takes a lot of strength
Yeah.
to face these feelings.
It really does.
Yeah.
And, you know, finding relief often comes from taking those small steps consistently
Mm-hmm.
and being kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Being patient with yourself.
There are so many tools out there.
There really are.
And finding what helps is a journey.
Absolutely.
Just remember, even when anxiety feels so overwhelming,
Yeah,
you can find those small moments of calm,
totally.
those conscious breaths. They are possible
Yes, they are.
with practice.
And, you know, that's a really empowering thought to hold on to.
It is.
Yeah.